Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Bryan's Business World. Today we'll be talking about classics and their lessons for the business world. Now, many people will refer you to this or that latest business book, or you should read this or that business book. But I think the classics of philosophy, the classics of literature, have a great deal to teach business people and have largely been overlooked in terms of the lessons they can impart for entrepreneurs and business leaders. Now, the first book I'd like to discuss with you is The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. And in a nutshell, The Fountainhead deals with an architect who is extremely talented, really brilliant actually, and what we would call avant-garde, very cutting edge, very disruptive to the current state of affairs. And the book is about his travails, his triumphs, all of his hardships and suffering that he goes through to stick with his creative and artistic vision. And now, the question that is raised for business people, I think, by this story, in particular the character of Howard Rourke, is, should you compromise your vision? So as the entrepreneur or artists, and artists and entrepreneurs really are two sides of the same coin, in that they're willing to suffer for a particular vision and sometimes suffer quite a bit, should you compromise your vision and your values of what you believe to succeed in the world? Now, Howard Rourke in the book has many opportunities to make life easier for himself and to bend a little bit here, compromise here or there in terms of his artistic and professional standards. And he takes none of them. And the book is not some sort of naive, idealistic work. It discusses in great detail about how difficult that is and all of the hardship and suffering and, quite frankly, failures that go along with staying with your creative vision. So now a lot of business books will say you need to adapt. The famous word here is pivot. You need to change or recognize changed circumstances or changed conditions. Pivot for success, change course. So should you, as an entrepreneur or business person, be so ready to pivot? Should you do that at all? Or should you stay the course and stay true to your vision? I'm going to take a bit of the contrarian view in that I don't think that every business and every entrepreneur or leader should simply pivot, adapt, or change or abandon their vision and their values. Now, a lot of people say, well, I need to survive, I need to make the business succeed. But is that the version of success you really want? Or is it just doing what is convenient and you are simply abandoning your vision and your values and, quote unquote, selling out, unquote? I think the hard answer is that, yeah, you may be selling out. So how do you know if you are compromising your vision or your values and selling out? One very key indicator, or rather the key indicator, I think, for looking at this is the quality that you intended to offer as part of your vision to your customers being degraded? Is the experience, the product, being degraded? Is it cheapened? Is it lessened? I think if the answer to that is yes, you've got some really hard questions to ask yourself. And some of those questions are, if the quality is being degraded or lessened, why are you willing to compromise your artistic vision and your values? So I'm going to close out today and say that Howard Rourke in The Fountainhead offers an example to entrepreneurs, artists, and business leaders about how not to compromise your artistic vision, how not to compromise your standards, and that contrary to most business books these days, maybe you shouldn't pivot, adapt, or change from your original artistic vision. And perhaps, despite all the difficulty and failures that might go along with it, at least for the short term, you should stay the course. I hope you've enjoyed our segment today and look forward to talking with you soon. Please follow us, leave your comments below, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.